Challenger World Season 2 and the brand new Hyper Burning Max are just around the corner, being implemented into Maplestory GMS this upcoming Wednesday, November 12th. And the biggest question on everybody's mind is, how can I level as fast as possible, and what is the most efficient route to doing so? And in today's video, we're going to be discussing how you can level from 0 to level 280 as fast as possible. Now, this is going to work for new players, returning players, established players, endgame players, and even the veteran players in the game. Now, we're going to be assuming that you are going to be training on Challenger World, and you're going to be obviously starting from scratch. Now, with that being said, let's get into essentially how you can get to level 0 to level 280 as fast as possible. First things first, you're going to spawn into Challenger World, and you are going to be level 0. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is go to the magic hat. This is going to essentially take you from level 0 to level 200 pretty much instantly. It's going to take you probably 5 to 10 minutes at max. You're going to kill a few mobs, you're going to follow a few quests, you're going to do your job advancements, but once you finish that, it should take you right to level 200. Once you get to level 200, what you're going to want to do is go to Temple of Time and go to the Memory Keeper's room, and you're going to want to start your 5th job advancement. Once you finish up the 5th job advancement, you do the 3 quests within the 5th job advancement. What you're going to want to do then is take the Strawberry Farm ticket that you do get from the brand new event, or that you will be getting from the Winter's Pass, and you're going to be taking that and using that immediately once you finish your 5th job advancement. The reason why you want to get your 5th job advancement first is because the mobs are going to be a little bit more difficult to kill, and you're going to want to have a bit more strength on your character to kill these mobs efficiently. Now, if you do start this at level 200 and you are using a Hyper Burning Max in Challenger World, you are going to be able to get immediately to level 225. So now, once you get to level 225, where do you want to go to train? Well, there's a few maps that I would recommend, but remember, you want to try and get the burning, but not only the burning, you want to also try and get the +1 or -1 EXP passive from the maps that you're going at. So if you want to go to a easy to train, easy layout map, you can always go to the Earth Spirit map here in Arcana. Very easy to navigate, very easy to kill all of the mobs in this map. But if this map isn't for you, what you can do is you can go to the Deepest Cavern Lower Path. This map is very AFK as well. Super easy to train, very easy to get max kill rate as well. You can also go to Side Path here as well. This map usually always has a lot of burning. Now remember, in Challenger World Season 2, there are going to be a lot of players, so I wouldn't expect to have a ton of burning in these maps. This is another great map that you can go to. So once you get to level 230, the only map that you should be trying to go to is going to be Blue Shadows or SDH2. Now this is going to be a very packed map, but it is extremely good and very fast to train in. This is a very high mob density map, and this is the map that I would recommend to pretty much every single player to go here. This map is extremely good and is going to help you fly to level 235. Now, if that map doesn't work, there's also other maps like SDH3 or SDH4. Those ones are fine as well, but the map layout isn't as good. So I would recommend going to SDH2 pretty much until you get to level 235. So once you get to level 235, you can either stay training at SDH2 until level 240, or you can try to go to some of the maps in Esfera. Esfera doesn't have some of the best maps in the game, I'm going to be completely honest, but there are a few maps that actually work pretty decently. Some of the higher density maps are going to be MTS4 or Mirror Touch C7. This is a high density mob map, but it is a bit difficult to actually full clear the map unless you're obviously Akana, or if you have Janice, which obviously at this point in the game you are not going to be having Janice, but it's a great map to go to if you're able to full clear the map. If you don't want to go to any of these maps, you can go to MTS2 or MTS3. These are going to be a little bit easier to navigate and easier to full clear, but the mob density here isn't as good. So if you want, you can stay at SDH2 pretty much until you get to level 240, or you can go and try to change up the scenery and try out any of these other maps. Also, some quick tips as well: when you are doing these level ups, make sure that you are doing your monster parks every single day. These are going to give you a ton of EXP, and it's going to help you fly through these levels in the game. So once you've gotten to level 240, where do you go? Well, the answer is short and simple. You don't go anywhere. What you're gonna want to do is, if you were smart and you did save your Inkwell's gift, it is gonna be able to be used in Challenger World. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go to the gift, and you're gonna want to claim that magnificent growth potion, and you're gonna want to use that at level 240, and it's gonna take you straight to level 245. And then once you're at level 245, you want to go to your winter countdown, and you want to use your second growth pot. This is going to take you from level 245 all the way to level 250. Now, obviously, if you don't have these growth pots, some maps that you can go to train is going to be Final Edge of Light 6. This is a great map to train at. The mob density is very, very good. It's easy to clear. It is a bigger map, but it has a very good layout to where you can usually full clear it on a character at level 240, and you're pretty much just going to want to stay here until level 245, and then at level 245 everybody will have that growth potion, and I do recommend using it. These levels are very, very slow, and there's not a lot of gain at these maps to train at them. And then once you've gotten to level 250, you're going to be able to enter the Tenebrous maps. Now, you can either go to the Labyrinth of Suffering, or you can go to Moonbridge. Moonbridge is going to be a entry requirement of level 245, and Labyrinth of Suffering is going to require you to be level 250. If you do, however, want to stay in Moonbridge, because it's going to be a little bit easier to kill mobs because the requirement isn't going to be as high, you can always go to Last Horizon 6. This is one of the most mob dense maps in the entire game. It's a very easy map to full clear as well. One thing that I would recommend, however, is going to be putting your Urda fountain on the bottom left, and then you can pretty much just go and jump across the top here and full clear the entire map, and then jump down, and this should be able to allow you to full clear this map. It is a bit sweatier though, so if you don't want a super sweaty map, there are a few other options. One of the more lazy maps, and probably one of the more filled up maps during this event, is going to be LH2. This map is super easy to full clear. It's pretty much just a 3 platform map that you can jump left and right across and level up this way. But remember, we are going to be level 250 at this point, so you essentially don't have to stay in Moonbridge. You can go to Labyrinth. So one of my all-time favorite maps, and I think one of the best maps in the entire game and in Labyrinth, is going to be Labyrinth of Suffering Core 6. This map is extremely easy to full clear. Essentially, what you're going to want to do is put your Urda fountain on the top right, and then you essentially can just jump left and right at the bottom, and this essentially will full clear the entire map. So I would just recommend staying at Labyrinth Suffering Core 6 essentially until you're able to get to the Promised Lands, and that is going to be Limina. Now, you're going to go to Limina obviously until level 260, and there's quite a few maps that you can go to here. One of the easiest and most simple and relaxing places that you can go to is going to be End of the World 2.5. Essentially, all you do is put your Urda fountain at the top right, and then it's literally just jump left and right the entire time, and you absolutely will full clear. I do recommend a lot of players to actually go to this map, mainly because there's really never any burning at any of these maps anyway, and this is one of the most consistent and easy to train at maps in all of Limina. Another map that's extremely easy to go to, very mob dense as well, is going to be 1-4. The way that you can go and full clear this map is just literally put your Urda on the right side, and then you pretty much just can stand on this platform here and you will full clear the entire map. Now, if you want to go to some more sweaty maps, you can always look to go to some of the maps that need 1,000 arcane force to train at. These maps are always going to be a lot bigger. They're going to be a little bit more difficult to full clear, but if I was going to recommend anybody to go to any of these maps, it would probably be 1-9. 1-9 is one of the easier maps to full clear. You just put your Urda at the top right, and then you can essentially just jump from left to right at the bottom. You're going to have a few mobs that do linger, but that's okay. You're going to make up for the burning. And those are pretty much going to be my 3 maps to train at in Limina. So now that you've hit level 260, you're going to be entering your grandest map. So where do I recommend going to train at in Cernium? Well, it's going to be some of these maps up here, these library maps. These are great because these give you the +1, -1 levels for quite a long time. So the second that you enter this map, pretty much until you get to level 264, you're going to be getting the extra EXP passive from the level requirement of these mobs. One of the most popular maps, and probably one of the maps that I'll be training at, is going to be Royal Library Section 5. Very easy to full clear. All you do is put the Urda fountain at the top left, or you can put it at the mid right, and then you pretty much just jump left, right, and full clear these mobs throughout the map. Super easy to train at. My biggest thing when training is not always having the best map to be at, but the map that I can train at for the longest period of time and be most efficient at for the longest period of time. And then once you're a little bit higher and you do have a little bit more sacred force, you can go to Burning Library. There's a few more maps that you can train at here, and some of the maps that I would actually recommend going to are these battle maps here. Battle 1 and Battle 2 are very easy to full clear. This is probably one of the more popular maps that I go at. You don't want to go there. You can also go to Battle 2. This map also very, very easy to full clear. Pretty much the same layout, just has two sides. You'll put your Urda Fountain at the top right or top left, and then go and kill the rest of the remaining mobs. So now, once you've gotten to level 265, where do you want to go now? Well, you're going to want to enter into Hotel Arcus. Now, there's a few maps to go to, but one of the easier maps to full clear is going to be Infested Waste 2. Now, the thing is, these maps are all going to be a bit difficult to actually full clear if you are going here right away off the rip, just because you will only have Janice level 1, and I do also recommend only having your Janice at level 1 unless you are going to level 290 or you're going and remaking a main. Keep your Janice at level 1. There's no reason to go any higher. Infested 2 is going to be a great map to go to. There are also very good maps over here as well. One of my favorites is going to be Theater 4. A very easy map to full clear. Essentially, all you're going to want to do is put your Urda on the top left, and then you can pretty much just do some sort of L rotation here where you clear the bottom, jump up, and then clear the top right as well. This should almost allow you to full clear this entire map. So now, once we got into level 270, we can now go to Odium. Now, Odium has a few pretty good maps, but again, a lot of these maps are very big and they're hard to full clear. But one of the easiest maps to full clear in the entire game is going to be Castle Gate 1. This map is extremely easy to navigate. All you're going to want to do is put your Urda at the top here, and then you can pretty much just triple plat all of these mobs because of how big the mobs are, and it's extremely easy to full clear this map, and it's going to keep your EXP rates up the entire time. If you don't want to go to this map, you can also go to Gates 2. It's pretty much the same layout as Gate 1, but a little bit more challenging to full clear. Again, you can just put your Urda Fountain at the top right and your Janice at the top left, and then you can just jump across the bottom here, and you will full clear this entire map. And then once you get to level 275, we can make our way to Shangri-La. Now, there's a ton of maps here to choose from. You can pretty much just go to whatever map that suits you best. At this point, there's a ton of really, really good maps. But one map that I always like going to is going to be Summer 4. This map is extremely easy. Essentially, all you're going to want to do is put your Urda Fountain at the top left, and then you can put your Janice either at the top right or middle right, and then essentially just go left to right, and you should be able to full clear this map. So now, once we're here, this should pretty much take us to level 280, and this is going to be the full guide essentially on how you can get your character from level 0 to 280. Yes, level 280 is quite a lot of EXP, but because of how much EXP passives we are going to be getting during this event, this is going to be a lot easier than people think, and it is going to be a ton of fun because the EXP rates are going to be flying because of how much 3x coupons we will be getting in the EXP passive from Challenge World 2. But if this video did help you guys out, and this video is going to help you guys get to level 280, leave a like in the video. Let us know what class you guys are going to be playing in the comment section below. But other than that, that is going to wrap up the video for today. Take it easy. Peace.